NFT collecting? Having a
Um,
blast?
we've been building all sorts recently,
Yeah.
and collecting a fair bit along the way. I'm sat playing on rug pool constantly at the moment. I'm a bit addicted to that. I had that. I turned it off so you get my full attention.
Nice. If we see you drifting over, that's what you're doing. Nice. Yeah. Let's see. I've been playing some wax games lately. I did a minting event yesterday or 2 days ago for the first time. I woke up at like 5 a.m. to like do a minting. It had been a while, I have to admit. I used to do that more like a year ago or so, but man, it was fun. Even though, you know. Oh, damn. What up? Thanks for that, Maggie. Yeah, it was fun, but it was also like, you know, I was tired, and then like I minted the thing. I got to see my stuff, and it was like 5 a.m, and I remembered my earlier wax days fondly when I was doing
What was it? What was it that was good enough to get you up at 5 a.m. to be purchasing then?
Oh, it was on the crypto.com blockchain. There's a project called Argonauts or Argo Finance, which does like liquid staking, which you can stake CDC coin or crypto.com's token, the CRO coins. You can stake those for like 10% APY, but there's like a 30-day unstake period. So what this thing does is like you stake through them, they give you like basically like a version of your token, like a staked version of the token, which you can then still keep liquid or redeem for the for the actual token plus the staking reward. So it's kind of like a way to do that. And then they launched like a profile picture project of 8,000 I think 8,888 like profile pictures with like a utility aspect to like add utility to this weird like liquid staking platform. I don't know. I was just a like sucker for it because I was already in the liquid staking thing. I really like that. And that gave me a whitelist to like participate in a pre-sale at like a discounted mint price. So I was like, okay, sure. Like I'll mint 5 of these because that was the max for the whitelist. But I think one of the 5 I minted is like insanely rare, and somebody offered me, I think a mint price was $67, and somebody offered me $5,000 for that one. But
all right, worth getting up at 5 a.m. for that kind of
good work.
Yeah, I posted it. I listed it for sale for $20,000 because I was like, I'm gonna like, I don't know. It was just for fun to begin with anyway, and it is like it's like one of the top like of the 8,000. It was like in the top 100 of the rarest things. So I was like, I don't know, like no one else has this. I might as well just. I wasn't trying to flip this stuff. I just wanted to like participate for, $60 times 5, which was like a terrible move. But I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I should just really sell it. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I've learned this lesson many times in NFTs before, but I keep making the same
I don't
mistake.
think any of us ever learned that lesson. We all think, someone's offering 5K.
I don't know.
Why don't we try for 10K then? Let's just
exactly. And once the 10K offers comes in, and like, maybe we'll just push that to 15, and eventually just never sell it, and then
and then it turns out that the people who set up the project are running off with all your money, and it's all worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm still waiting for them to run off with it, but for now I have this like feeling that maybe someone out there is interested in spending an absurd amount of money on something I woke up early for, which is fun.
It was good in the early days on Wax when people were waking up at 5 a.m, but then they were getting sold out within 3 seconds.
I almost didn't wake up because I remember those days, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll check. And it was a slow crawl. It took like 3 days to sell out the entire supply, which I was like, okay, cool. Like I had time, and the pre-sale was like 24-hour window, and I had time to like act. But yeah, it brought back those memories of like fond memories, I'll add, of waking up early. Yeah, I really enjoyed that stuff. So doing it again.
Funny how we all look back on those golden years of mint sprints on Wax all that long time ago.
Yeah.
It is funny because I thought I get sort of super nostalgic about it, but usually for nostalgia you kind of like need, I don't know, like 20 years or something, but I don't know. I guess it's sort of
this space is fast
out
enough.
here, isn't it?
Yeah, this face is so high impact that 1 year is 20 years. And so I totally feel you. I'm like nostalgic for things that happened last year now.
Also, nostalgia's
good old days.
for something really good, not for you, John, just spitting his dummy because he didn't land again.
Yeah.
I don't know, how many times did you rage quit?
I mean, once, like, properly, where I had to like leave the house and walk the dog and properly like clear my head and
That's too funny. Yeah, what I do like seeing these days now, I feel like is a little bit more robust, especially in the wax space, but just in general in NFTs, is like the quality of like the not the quality necessarily, but like all the promised like utilities and gameplay stuff that we were all hyped about last year. A lot of that stuff is beginning to be delivered on. So like you're starting to see like playable games and like these like infrastructures being built around the like NFT assets that were just kind of the pipe dream and the hype dream back in like the nostalgic times of last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the Kickstarters aren't working quite like the ones are that you actually have to have a team and you have to have some kind of record of promise of delivering before people put £1 million into your NFT or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. There's also a lot of things that just kind of disappeared and fizzled out. So
I think that's probably why you're seeing people who are building now, is because the easy money has gone a little bit. So all the people who are just out to scam you, it's not worth the time because they have to put a lot more effort into it than they once did.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like this market, especially now that it's so much like slower, you probably can't sell out like just because you have an ad-on Atomic Hub. Like it kind of fosters like an environment of creators who are interested in actually building something, not just money grabbing a drop. So
people are also getting smarter. Like people won't just buy into something because it's staking. Like last summer, if the word staking or land was on a sale, it would sell out immediately. Now enough of those have happened and then just completely wrecked people that they won't just jump into every single staking project because it has staking, because they've learned those tokens just go to zero. So like it's not the best thing to buy into over and over again.
Yeah, it did take a while, but I do think you're right. Everyone's getting a little bit more savvy. I don't know how many pieces of crap land I own from projects that never did anything, but I've got a fair few.
Yeah, same. They're nice souvenirs of like the Apin era.
Somebody's asking what kind of dog I've got. I've got a Shih Tzu, a little Shih Tzu. Although what did our friend think it was today, Rich?
Cross with something else, Charles.
I was like, is it like a mongrel? I was like, what are you talking about? It's a pure breed Shih Tzu, man. Cheeky.
Oh,
a little scruffy little Shih Tzu, but yeah.
I got Marcy. You want to come over here? She's just wandering around. She's like a little long. I got a little. She's like looks like a little greyhound. Marcy, look at you, girl.
Oh,
hi, sweetie. She's like a little long
Chihuahua
legs.
Italian greyhound is what we think.
Yeah, something like that. I got her at like a rescue event, so she was as far as like they would disclose, she's a Chihuahua mix. So she's a little mutt, but she looks like like fitness puppy. She's got like super sleek, long legs, thin belly. You know how like sometimes dogs look like their owners? Not my dog. Like, she's fit. She like I wake up sometimes at night or just like when I'm napping around being lazy and she's just doing like sit-ups and stuff. Like, she's real fit and active and super cute.
A land rat. That's a bit cruel. My Shih Tzu. She's adorable. She loves you, doesn't she, Richie?
Oh, of course she does. She loves a belly scratching. It's a classic joke that Rockfield brought in. I do like that. It's a proper classic.
Was the Shih Tzu wet and having its hair all pluffed down that people saw it looking like a rat, or why do they think it looks like a land rat?
Well, like Shih Tzus get cut, don't they? So they're all sort of like, like I don't know, like coiffured. So they got a certain like cut, but we just get her like shaved, like she's in the army, like buzz cut.
Oh, so she has a land rat like haircut.
Yeah,
I mean, not as fancy
she's a super cute dog though.
Something like that.
She looks like that when she gets cut. To be fair, she looks just like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. That's super.
Maybe she's a bit of a rat.
Yeah, Marcy's little short-haired dog. She always looks like how she looks now. She's over here, like, check it out.
Oh,
She's doing her crunches.
looks like she wants a belly tickle, I think. It's what Richie does when he wants his belly tickled.
All right, she's done. She's done doing her little writhing around. Now she's gonna go find Paul and lay in the bedroom. Yep. See you, girl.
So, what's new with Ultra Rare? I heard you guys might have a drop coming up tomorrow.
It's funny you mentioned that.
What a coincidence that we're speaking to you today.
Fancy meeting you here.
But yeah, the slightly delayed. It might take us about a year to get episode number 2 out, but all for good reasons. We've been working hard on it for Beasts and Butchers 2.
There's a big cliffhanger that needs to resolve from the first one, so.
There's many cliffhangers.
Yeah, we've got quite a few of them made up, so there won't be quite such a episode 3, which I shouldn't be talking about that now, but it won't be a year until that one, so you won't have to quite hang on quite so long for the continued story.
Oh, nice. That's good. Although the like waiting does make it more like intense, so I'm excited to find out how.
Right, then. We're quite slow. We drag these things out. We're not promising it's not next week. It'll still take you a while. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So I still get to wait a little bit. So
yeah, don't worry. We'll build up the suspense.
It's like, don't worry, you'll still wait.
But no, this one, I'll give John and Fang worked a lot on this one as well. They've knocked it out the park. This one is definitely the best comic we've done. I've said that before, but this time I really mean it. But yeah, the whole bunch of new variants, a whole lot of scarcity. It's pretty excited about it.
First time we've done physical redeemables in the packs.
Oh shit, in the packs even.
Yeah, so that's.
Don't just tease it, John. You gotta show it off.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Signed. It will be signed by the artist Kevin Hopgood. Yeah. Limited edition.
That's cool as fuck. How many of those are out there?
There in the packs. There are 38 of like 3 different shards: the top of the cover, the middle of the cover, and the bottom of the cover. So you've got to blend the 3 shards, and then it'll get you the redeemable. So a maximum of 38, but unlikely that those will all see the light of day.
Damn, that's going to be quite the like chase piece.
Chase piece.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Are you also still doing individual panels, or did you kind of replace that with the full comic this time?
Nope, it's the same style, 3 panels to a page. I'm not going to lie to you, the first 4 editions of Kevin's is going to be like that because we commissioned them all quite soon after the first one, and that was how we had the comic viewer set up. But so yeah, it's all 3 to a page.
I meant for the redeemables.
Oh, for the redeemables, no, it's a full. It's just we haven't done the comic panels. It's just the full physical comic this time. I don't think we've talked about the signed panels, whether or not we do a pack cracking or anything.
Right, yeah. God, I mean, we do we get things done, like we sort of make good on our promises, but it can take us a while sometimes.
Oh yeah, those took us ages
to get those things posted out.
I mean,
every week I'll be on at Richie. I'll be like, Richie, have you sent those panels yet? And he's like,
don't be blaming me. I had to send them to bloody America, Canada, Russia,
Ukraine. An administrative task, to be fair, but yeah.
It was a. But anyway, not sure about that yet. We'll stick with We'll see how quickly we get the comics out first.
Nice. Yeah, those panels were cool. I saw people posting them when they got them in their like on the Discords and stuff. People fucking love that.
That's cool.
In our defense, we weren't for those taking so long, we weren't happy with the original prints and things. So we messed around. We wanted them to be right because if people are cracking that many packs and put a lot of effort into earning them, they had to be high quality. So we were.
Yeah.
So we've got all the comics done. Did you actually, Richie? Have you sent the comics to Kev to be signed yet?
They got posted yesterday morning, so
good,
they should be
good. Well done.
Oh, progress.
It's a good job I said yes because you're shaming me on stream otherwise. Yesterday.
We're very transparent.
They're actually just off frame. Like,
Yeah,
like, oh yes, sent those out yesterday.
He asked me 3 days ago, and it was sat in the boot of my car. So no, so I actually decided to post them yesterday. But yeah,
Nice. So
he'll get them
you're
sorted a lot
ready
quicker
today.
than I did. He'll get them back to us, no bother.
Nice. Oh man, that's great. And then is there like a time specific, like after the drop, that you have to collect that set by to get the redeemables, or will it just be kind of like indefinitely open to whoever can get those 36?
They'll definitely be open for a long time. No idea how long, like how quickly packs will all be cracked and what have you. Like we only did the grey drop last month, and they were at 90% cracked, so it generally doesn't take people that long to open our things. But if we'll leave it open for a while, a good long time.
Nice. And then to get the packs for this one, it's a drop, right? It's not a burn event like the last one was.
Nope, this one's a drop. The sale's already up there. You can click on the link.
Here we go.
Should be down. Yeah. So yeah, it took me a while to post the things down to Kev, but I got the drop up nice and early this time.
Nice. Yeah, you got the little countdown going. I always like that too.
22 hours.
Yeah.
It is.
6 p.m. UTC tomorrow.
And it's just straight public, right? Or is there a like a private like sale for any like kind of whitelist holders or anything like that? Or it's all public?
Straight drop, public. We've held some packs back, which I think we're going to raffle off to Mint Pass holders on Wax and things. So we've got a few freebies to give out on that, but nope, everything else is straight to the public sale. There's 2,000 packs in total, but 1,900 of them are up for sale.
Nice. Oh, is that maybe the 666 Mint Pass?
Quite a lot of them will be going out to holders of that. As long as you've got it, you've got it on Wax. I know you.
I got it on both, baby. Got it on Wax and Ethereum.
Well, as it happens on Ethereum, I can't go into any details, but holders of that will be getting something cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
But not to be discussed just this moment in time, but it won't be long.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. I always love that stuff. I know there's always like the utility stuff behind the scenes, and like having that pass, I always like feel like such an insider like NFT for the ultra rare collection. There's only 666 of those. And yeah.
And we've been working on some quite cool tech behind the scenes as well. There's like we've only actually done one sale all year and on the guest collection, but we've been planning and building all sorts of cool shit in the background.
Oh, is any of that public information yet? Has that been announced? What's going on in the
None
background
of
yet?
None of it's been announced whatsoever. We've got a couple of things brewing, and when we announce it, never been.
We were the first to know.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yes, I'm excited about that. I know I'm not like the most active person when it comes to like participating in like even our own Discord at Neon Space, but I know there's like the private Discords with the 666 holders. I pop in and I like lurk in the corners, but it's fun. Like it's fun to just be like in the inside track there in the loop.
Although you're probably in there, but I can't get on board with Discord still after all this time. I've tried my best, but my home's Telegram. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, it's just all social media. Like I'm good. Like I'm best at Discord, and I'm fucking terrible at Discord. Like, however, like bad I am at Discord, I'm way worse at everything else. Like, so, but yeah, that's just.
Yeah, we definitely Telegram.
I think we might have asked you last time, but how did you link up with Kev Hopgood? Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Yeah. How did you again, John? Was it? I can't remember the story.
It was just sort of through. I mean, it's kind of how we find a lot of people, really, just sort of like through personal connections. I just put a post out on Facebook, and I was because I mean I probably talked about this before. So I was a writer before I was doing all this. So I've got a lot of sort of creative kind of friends and acquaintances and all that. So just put a call out, and somebody suggested him, and I was like, "We doing this?" Approached him, and he was like, "Yeah, sounds great." It's pretty straightforward, really, but yeah.
Nice.
And it was like, you know, for me, like I don't know if I've talked about it before, but he's like some of my most sort of iconic sort of artwork growing up. Like, you know, he worked on War Machine, like one of my like my favorite sort of comic series. He worked on like Zoids. I don't know if you ever got Zoids over there, but like sort of robot dinosaur things.
I remember Zoids. Yeah, they're like
yeah. So he worked on the sort of the comics for that, which I absolutely loved as a kid, and like Ghostbusters comics and all these sort of like just super nostalgic stuff for me. So it was just like a real sort of just
He was a fan. What he said.
Yeah, just a really cool kind of thing, like you know, like things that inspired the thing that I was writing, or and sort of stayed with me all these years. His work, and then to be working with him just by kind of chance in a way, is just just really really cool. And he's a super nice guy, super fun to work with.
And he got what we were doing very quickly as well. To be fair to him, like.
Yeah,
we were trying
you do get a bit of skepticism, you know, NFTs, and
we were also describing a product that didn't exist at the time.
Yeah,
when we got it commissioned two Novembers ago, before we'd even released the first horror series. So yeah, to be talking about a NFT comic viewer it was. We didn't
quite know how we were going to build at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got a commission.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done, and we did.
Yeah. Fuck, that's cool. I didn't know it was that long in the works, or that long.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, man.
Comics were always our. Like we did the collectible set, but we always had comics in mind as well. We thought from the start it would be a cool product.
Yeah, I think we saw early on that, you know, kind of like how this could be a new form for narrative, and obviously being a writer, I wanted to kind of bring that to it. So it's kind of comics was like the natural kind of fit.
Yeah, and the medium is also like a really nice, like the digital like NFT medium is this really like the images we're seeing here. It's like this cool cross between like static artwork and like full on animation.
Yeah.
That like comic books kind of like inhabit already, you know, which is because I feel like, you know, when you read comic books, it's almost like looking at a storyboard for a movie or something.
Exactly.
You know, or a show. Yeah. So
it's actually it's kind of like, because I was a screenwriter predominantly, so used to working with scripts and things, but comics are like super economical sort of way of writing. So and I hadn't really done it before, so I like writing comics. It's fun.
Yeah.
Are you involved? Do you write it and he draws it, or how does like the creative process work for that?
Yeah, so with this one, I don't write all the comics. We've got another writer who sort of great short story writer who's pretty much wrote all the horrors comics, because he's like a great he writes a lot of horror, writes sort of really good short stories. So I thought he was kind of perfect. But yeah, I wrote Beasts and sort of wrote it, gave it to Kev, and he just came back and just knocked it out of the park. So
that's pretty dope.
Do you give them any like input beforehand, like I want to see this, and they shape it, or you just totally leave it in their hands to come up with the story?
Well, it's interesting because I write it, and then I sort of like, I guess because I'm the creative director, so I work with all the artists as well. But I guess with the comic, it's sort of like script, you know, it's sort of like you write the visual. I mean, I'm tend to be like, I don't put too much detail in it, but just enough to sort of capture what I'm trying to convey, and then let the artists have free reign with it. I mean, it's difficult to be like with an artist like Kev, who's got like been in the industry for like decades, to be like, I'm not sure about that, you know. So I just like, I never need to be fair.
I think the very first one, he brought a load of sketches, and you said, I kind of saw it a little bit this way, a little bit that way. But then once
that's true actually. Yeah, in terms of the characters, I was like, I wanted to be a bit more diverse, and you know, kind of. Yeah, so actually there was quite a bit of work around the sort of character designs, but in terms of composition and such, you kind of very rarely do I kind of, you know, sort of question it. Not with all the artists. Some of the artists I have to question a lot.
Have you convinced them to sign up for Wax wallets? Do they collect it on Wax, or do they stay off the blockchain?
Our artists?
Yeah. I don't know if Kev has Macaulay's got quite a few pieces, hasn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Kev
it definitely does.
Not so much.
Yeah. This is the first comic we've done that's fully animated by our guy Ben, and yeah, he's got a few. We dished him a few when just so he could see what he was actually creating.
Yeah,
he liked it.
Yeah, nice.
I see some Zoid getting some love in the chat. Good, I like that. It's cool.
Do you ever think about adding a voiceover to any of the comics and like acting them out?
No, I haven't really thought about that. But we've never really dabbled with sound. And actually, I think this comic's the first time we got sound in it. So like the Ultra Rare's got some sound on it.
Yeah, I don't had any sound whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I mean,
right.
it's not
playing to that medium a little bit more too.
Or
I guess even sound is cool. Just like adding like a melody or some type of like ambiance to like set the mood for what the panel is cool.
Just more and more work, man.
Yeah, we were talking about. Because we do like the music loops for our like neon rarities too, and it's just like it's so much work to do like perfect animated loops that then sync up to perfect like looped audio tracks that are like composed specifically.
Well, it's a whole sort of art form in itself, isn't it? Like sound design, and so yeah.
Lewis handles all the sound stuff.
We did talk quite a while, like what additions we can make to the viewer and what added content for collectors and things. And we thought you could do unlockables if you collect X amount of panels and things like that. So there's all sorts we could do with it, I guess. We keep trying to add different utility to it as we go. So yeah, that could be another one. Stick it on the list.
Yeah, and I think as we go, we'll sort of develop the. Obviously, we sort of stuck to the 3 panel, but yeah, as we move on, I think we'll have more range of display and.
Well, we already know that. Obviously, the front covers are just like 1-page panels. So our developers have already built that in. If we wanted to do just a single page rather than the 3 panels, we could have that addition, and I wouldn't rule that out in the future.
See, Nathan's in the chat asking how my baby is. He's good, thank you. He's hard work, but he's an adorable little bundle of. We call him he's like a little goblin, so I don't know. What means, yeah, he's all good. He's all good. He's got beautiful skin, for what it's worth.
Oh,
that's what we all wanted to know.
I was wondering that
last bit of texture to it, you know.
Nice. And does he keep you up all night, or sleeps through the night?
And he definitely doesn't sleep through the night. To be fair, my partner because like she's off work, so that's her job.
So you still sleep through the night just fine. So
well, not I don't sleep like a baby, but I'm not. Yeah, I take my turn of a weekend.
Nice. Yeah, that's fun, man.
But yeah, it's
damn. Oh yeah, there's the cover. That looks fucking dope.
The animation looks really good. I also think even if you didn't do like full voice acting, you could just do little like sound effect sounds, like Foley sounds. That could be cool. Like
that's a good idea.
Where the arrows going through the head, you could have like a swoosh and like a splash noise.
Yeah. There is quite a lot of onomatopoeia in it, so yeah, definitely you could. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Add that to
adding more work to the process here.
But yeah, no, that's a cool idea.
And I know in the wax NFT space, like more and more you're seeing like collections utilizing the mutable attribute properties of like NFTs. I know that I feel like there's got to be like some evolution, I think, of collectibles also utilizing those in the future. I'm looking forward to. I feel like as far as collectibles go, Ultra Rare always sets the standard there. So I feel like, do you have that on your radar, or are you messing with ideas about mutable attributes at all?
Been very recently where we've actually started having a little play with it. We haven't got that's not coming anytime soon, but it is. We have had a dabble. We have been looking at it and just thinking of interesting ways it could be used.
It's on the R&D table.
Yeah, it's definitely something that interests us because I think, I think that's what's great about NFTs, like that there's the potential to sort of breathe like life into things that people might have thought, well, that's been and gone. like we don't forget about the stuff, you know. So I think anything that gives us a chance to sort of reinvigorate things that we've created that's really exciting, I think.
Yeah, like even just being able to personalize, you know, my asset. Like if I own a comic book and I write my name into the inside cover, if I could just like write my name into like the mutable attribute or something, like I don't know, I'd feel more attached to my comic book.
Yeah.
In that way, where it's like I'm interested to see how that kind of like concept is you know, taken and run with as the like wax space kind of like.
I feel like that might be devaluing your comic book if you put your name over.
Yeah, I mean, but when I was like younger, I was like, this is my comic book. I definitely I mean, it definitely devalued it, but I wasn't collecting it to resell it. I was collecting
do you know what's
to
like
build my collection.
Super annoying because I'm a big sort of Super Nintendo collector. When you get games and they've just got like black marker and it's just got their name written, I was like, why would you do that, man?
Yeah,
don't do that.
That's weird because on Nintendo cartridge games, I would also be like, absolutely not. You don't draw on that shit.
Like, comic, fair enough. You know, it's like
the comic inside cover. I'm like, yeah, that's put my name on it, or on the back panel, like on the back, like where it's like the ads and stuff. I like write something in Sharpie over that. But yeah, I don't know. It was just go on.
On Sega, I always had the save codes. Like if you made it to level 2, it'd give you the code to type in, so you could like continue with the same amount of health. And I'd have like the back book was just filled with all these different codes of like, okay, this is this level with this health.
Yeah, but that was that had a space for that, didn't it? So that was like it's
built. That was intentional. No, I just kind of like scribbled over that stuff, but I don't know. Maybe in a more like relatable way. There's like, you know, the idea of like making your own mark onto one of like your own assets or whatever. I think that helps like build that like, oh, I feel more connected to like collecting this because I like, you know, added this mutable attribute to it in some way. I feel like that's really, definitely
really interesting. Yeah, I mean, we definitely sort of playing with things and stuff behind the scene. I'm not going to get too much into it, but yeah, we're
like I guess a good example would be is it like if I'm playing like a couple like blockchain games, like I own a like race car or something in Nova Rally, for example, right? If I could name the car, then you know, and the name would just be a mutable attribute. I feel like then I'd be way more invested in that car than I would if it was just one of another 1,000 other NFTs that is identical. But we'll see. I feel like stuff like that is going to come more and more into the forefront.
Yeah, the whole utility thing is something that and that could play into the mutable attributes as well. We have got a few things that we've been working on it, as we say, technology wise. So it might not be exactly that, but there are. We've got
I'm really excited
in the pipeline.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited. How people are gonna like come up with so many more ways to like use all these assets in the future too. I think we're still like so early on in how all this stuff gets like used, collected, and interacted with. So yeah, it's exciting. I really like filling my collection with like really good looking artwork, and I feel like ultra rare is on the top of the list when it comes to stuff like that. I really loved the guest collection. Looked so good too. Like I had such a blast collecting that.
I think
how far did you get?
Oh, I got the full base set, and then I got like what is the one with the blood? I got like a set of mint 13s.
Oh, nice.
Like I didn't get the full set of mint 13s, but I have I think like 4 or 5 of those as 13s, and then I have like 2 or 3 of the ultra rare levels as mint 13 as well. So I was like hunting for
good. It's a good number for our sets.
Yeah, I was hunting for those. I also got lucky and I opened a couple, and then I opened like a couple mint ones too that like ended up selling to somebody who sweeped the mint 1 floor or the 1 of 1 floor, and like covered the entire collecting experience with as far as like the cost of the wax on the front end, which is, I don't know, just added to like the enjoyment of that whole process where it's like,
it's always nice to hear.
Yes, and then like one of 1 sold and covered everything, and like I just had a blast.
I did the same thing. I pulled a 1 of 1, and then I used the wax I got from the 1 of 1 to be able to buy like all 100+ cards for the set I wanted to collect. So I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And also like just going through and like trading with people and then finding the ones you don't have. It's fun to like especially with a set that big, it's like a decent amount of work to get all the cards, which
it's
fun.
That's why we like to, because obviously if you got that set, the full 100 cards, you got like another 40 cards?
Yeah.
I think 38 extra rewards for a full 100 set.
So, yeah, that airdrop for that was great too.
We like to reward, because we know it's hard to collect the set. So
yeah, that was a big set too. It was fun.
I think was it the biggest we've done, Rich? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Not only that, they were scarce as well. So you've got a trade. You can't. It's not in maybe base up off the market, but other than that, it will get expensive. Yeah. That's why our community.
Also, as well, some of the cards are not even. You wouldn't even get them. They're not for sale. Like.
Yeah, the mint structure for
that
one was
definitely.
Who's
got one and do a trade and stuff.
It felt very it was great, tightened the mint structure. Everything was like lower mints, even for the commons, but more variety of stuff. That was a really great.
Going back to shilling beasts and butchers too, just as that is scarce. Less than half what beasts and butchers one was as well. So there's more varieties, more panels, and scarcer the lot. Just a quick shill.
Fuck yeah, that's definitely the move. That's gonna make for. Because that made for such fun pack opening experiences too, because you get way less duplicates and way more variety in each pack just because there's so much. I'm excited for these packs.
We've been playing on the testnet and the packs. They're a fun open. I think people will enjoy going back to them.
Oh yeah. What's the 1-of-1 situation in this pack? I know the guest collection had quite a few 1-of-1s. Is the Beast and Butcher 2nd edition also stacked with some 1-of-1 opportunities, or
there are 4 different types of mythics, which are 48 panels each. So there's nigh on 200 200 1-of-1s to collect.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a 1-of-1 for each panel.
There's 4 1-of-1s for each panel. What the varieties? There's sketch. There is signature. Gold, and
blood and steel.
Yeah, blood and steel.
God, that's gonna be a really fucking hard set to fill. Is there a set bonus for if you fill the whole 1-of-1 set?
I don't think we had, but
well, I'll someone else.
Probably.
That's how that'd be an insanely difficult one to fill. I don't know if someone's going to be able to do that.
I think, to be honest, if anybody could fill the ultra rare, complete the ultra rares where there's 13 of each, I'll be impressed, because they're going to be hard sets to complete.
Oh, you can see all the templates. There you go.
Yeah.
I do a little sneak peek.
Yeah, let's snoop.
I see Mass is asking about if you. Hey, Mass, Robbie, if you finish any sets, go to Richie. Richie will sort you out.
Yeah, just let me know if set rewards are always open. Just drop us a message and sort you out.
Yeah. Ooh, it'll be a good day on the drop day too. I'll try to set some auto buys over on Chain Champs too. That's a fun little tool. I've been messing with that. Can set
Richie's always been in charge.
Have you been messing with that at all? Oh damn, that one's great.
When I was chatting with yesterday, he was telling us all about it, and he'd been scooping up a few, so I'm gonna have to definitely check it out for the mints.
Yeah, that's dope. That gold that's one of the 1-of-1s for each of the and then the red. Yeah, okay. Oh, and then there's the sketch, that's the white. Okay, I see.
Actually, but my favourite about the 4 is I like the classic signature, although it's got a new taste on it to the 1-of-1.
I really like the sketch because it's sort of that's like the digital version of the first inception of it. Kind of. I just think it's really for collectors. I think that's a really nice.
I particularly like the ones where he actually changes. He makes quite a few changes from the original sketch on some of them, doesn't he? So there was a couple, especially I think that are completely different.
Signature.
Classic signs.
That's what I
think there's a black and white 1-of-1 as well too. That is not a sketch.
Oh, it's like the ink one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just a different type. It is the sketch, but I think, isn't it? I think he just did it.
Yeah, so it's sometimes he mixes it up. So he'll do kind of almost just pencil sketches, or then it's almost kind of got a bit of a watercolor kind of vibe to it.
This does look like a water, kind of like inking. That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. That one's way more detailed than the other one. That's crazy how much.
Yeah, so
variety there is.
his style will, and it's the same with everything he does. He kind of, I mean, maybe it's like when he starts at the start, he's like, yeah, and then he gets more into it. I don't know, but yeah.
If you like the sketches, though, if you check out the ultra rares, I don't know if you've seen them, but the ultra rares are completely different to anything we've done before.
Let's see.
I see feet getting brought up in the chat a couple of times.
13 of these.
Yep, but if you click in...
Oh, yeah.
Oh. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, that is
so
cool.
This does have sound on it.
I have the thing muted, but let me see.
Oh, fuck yeah. And then it goes into the color.
It does have sound.
So it goes sketch to ink to color.
That's cool as hell. And then it seamlessly loops back around.
Oh, that's great.
That I really like.
Yeah, so it's actually the first time we've done this kind of variant where it's sort of, I guess, like trying to, kind of like an evolution of the image, but something we sort of put to us right at the start, but yeah, never really had the right sort of moment for it. But yeah, it was like let's do it now. So I think it's really cool. This is my favorite variant, the steel mill.
Oh, yeah. And it's got little like tertiary movements too.
All of the variants have got it because the uncommon this time is animated, is motion. So then all the variants are created over the top of the motion panels. So
so all the variants are animated. Well, for the most part.
Nice. Oh, I didn't even notice the text was also like timing in. So it's like
a lot. The animation's cool. Quite subtle, which I quite like. It's like kind of playing with depth.
Nice. A little blood splatter too. I love it.
Yeah, these look great. I'm excited to rip some packs tomorrow.
Damn, that's cool. They're definitely like getting I like the progression of like the watching the ultra rare stuff. I feel like every set you guys put out is like improving on what you've put out before that, and what you've put out before that is already like fire. So this is really exciting to see.
I think this one's been the biggest jump in, like from the first one, because the first time obviously it was all a bit of we were learning as we were going. We didn't know what would work on a comic viewer, like what people would like and what they'd read as, and also our animator we give him a bit more time so he could animate every panel as well. But,
Oh yeah, time is a big factor in making quality artwork.
Yeah, animation especially is like super time consuming.
Especially 48 panels, so it's not as if you can just do it quickly.
Damn, that looks
even great. Though the mints are lower, I'll say Beast and Butcher's one, even though it was like less scarce, that was the gift that kept on giving, because it was like, I think when the sale didn't sell out, you airdrop more packs to people that bought and rip packs, and then Kuko packs were dropped to people, and then the burn event we got the alien one, so it was like getting 3 comics for buying 1 drop. So like I will say that was, even though there might have been too many mints, it kind of worked out great for collectors if you wanted more stuff.
Yeah, but we did that's against what we were learning. We think we got like we've half the price on these and we've half the scarcity. I think we charged a bit too much and we had too much. There was just too many of them, so that's why we wanted to get back that back down. So we wanted to give value, and the burn got the rarity back for it all as well.
Yeah.
So we think we redeemed ourselves,
collectors, because there's a lot of collections that don't care. They just dump tons of mints. It drops, and they're like, "We're gonna move on to the next thing." But you guys like did several drops and several things to take care of the collectors. So I think it really shows that you care about your collectors, and that goes a long way in this space.
Yeah, over and over again, you just keep making moves that are like for the collecting experience. Like, cutting the mints in half and the price in half isn't necessarily the move you make if you're trying to like up your revenue. So like, it's always about the collector experience with ultra rare, and
you've got to be aware of the market as well, and you've got to see we want people to keep coming back. So it is about like everybody keeps buying from us, so we want to
we're just trying to build something sustainable, like a proper, we're not like, get rich quick thing, it's it's always been about building something. So I think with that, you look, our kind of ethos is you look after people. It's like a family business. We know all of our collectors. It's sort of like, if you look after people, we hope that it enables us to sort of to keep creating stuff and keep pushing forward with it,
Yeah. And it's definitely like what's happening, like pushing forward is a good way to put it, because it's like, getting better and better and better as it goes. And it's fun to be a collector in the ultra rare, like in that family, like you're saying. The family, the leathered face family.
Family of hideous mutants that we are.
Yeah, it's a fun bunch. It's definitely like,
I don't know if you caught up with the foot fetish thing that's going on in
yeah.
John's got problems. I can't hold him back anymore.
Actually, do you know what it is? The community's got problems. I just try and give them answers. I feed their weirdness, I think.
If the answer is rotting feet, I don't want to know what the question is.
Yeah, I know it's not a good one.
It's the answer all too often.
But I think it's sort of stuff like that, where, I mean, obviously things feel like they're picking up a bit, but obviously the market was on its arse for a while, and it was just like, how can we just have a bit of fun and just, do you know what I mean, bring a bit of levity back to our community and stuff. And it's like, we've all lost a load of money, okay, but let's have some rotten feet. That'll cheer us all up.
I want to smell feet.
Soundbite we use on our stream every once in a while.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely an interesting like space to see now, like especially with the market being down like it is, and like people who are still like hanging out, and people like, part of the community. They're not there for like the gains. It is about having like fun and having a community of people who are like interested in the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And to that end, it's really like an interesting time in these assets, because it's like you don't see anywhere near as much of like the clutter of people just riding the like hype, because the hype is gone. So like what's left is like the real communities and people actually like still here building stuff. And
it's quite nice seeing the atomic charts, seeing like Funko and Hot Wheels, and like people are just collecting them because they like the IPs, they like the art, they like the collectibles, real collectibles, rather than what can we get out of it, return like ROI and that shitty games period where there was all sorts of crap on the market.
I think you're right. The people who are sort of here now and building, and I think, and I'm not just saying this because it's us, but I'm talking about you guys. There's a lot of smaller artists in the space. I think, those are the people to back at this time, because I think we'll be the ones who sort of create the cool stuff and experiment and kind of push it forward. So
we'll also
I think
be
it could be a nice time as well.
Yeah, we'll be the communities who've been here like the whole time, so we know the space, so that when this like hype does come back and like all those inevitable like bullshitters with it, we'll be the same circle of communities that know how to call that shit out and know the history to be like, oh yeah, don't get involved with that. This is such and such rug pull from years ago. They're just like using the hype train again to try to like.
We also know like those people that fucked up are gonna be back. They're gonna be back when the money.
They're gonna be back. Yeah.
We will remember.
Yeah, so it's definitely nice to be part of these communities now, because it's like the first time around when we got hype, like swept up in that wave of like hype and everything. Like we didn't have that foundation of like community or like long time, like everybody who's a veteran, I mean, Burst was there kind of like he's been
flying that flag right from the start, to be fair to him.
Yeah, so he was good at like vetting that, but it was still like it took a while to understand that he actually knew what he was fucking talking about as somebody who was coming new to Burst stuff too, because it is like everybody's talking about stuff, and then it's like, oh, he's just like actually on like correct all the fucking time. You have to like get burned a bunch of times to see that other people are full of shit.
It's sort of like in the space, isn't it? Or you know, in this, because I guess it's all, you know, it's obviously all built on crypto and stuff. And anytime you sort of question something, it's sort of like, oh, FUD and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, so like I've never looked. It's like criticism. That's what you want, people who are critical of what you're doing, so you do it better. And do you know what I mean? But I guess there's been almost like a sort of sense of you can't be critical of someone. Else you
not even critical. Even if you like bring receipts and show like, hey, this is this. You said this, and you're doing this. Here's what's going on. Can you help me understand this? It's like, hey, stop fudding in here. Like, why are you trying to like? It's just like, what? It's like, I'm trying to understand what's happening. Like, yeah, that's wild. Like, people just don't want to hear anything critical.
But that's not. I think if you're creative and you're sort of like, you know, and you guys will know as well because you are serious creative people. Like, you want criticism. You know, you want feedback. You're like, well, we want to do it better. We want to improve. That's the whole point of it. But so it's good now. I think people are starting to be much more vocal about bad actors and sort of, you know, kind of poor practices, and I think that can only be positive for.
Yeah, I agree. It's also, you know, as like getting criticism like yourself and getting like that feedback from your community. For us personally, like we make a lot of stuff in our collection based off of like community feedback. That's how
100%.
Like, we make a lot of fun decisions and like decide to go in certain directions because of like feedback from the community. And you can't just make all those decisions in a vacuum. Like that's not what these collectibles are, you know? Like once you're releasing this stuff, the community is part of it. So it's
and that's like with the burn events, it was sort of like that, and that like goes against everything I believe in, you know. It's like, no, these are
I don't want to
precious.
burn my artwork. Yeah, exactly.
But it was like the community wanted it, and you know, like I guess, you know, it's sort of like you don't have to get involved if you don't want to, but your stuff's going to become more valuable as a result. And, you know, so I'm all for it now, but I was quite resistant to it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's because you can't, you know, necessarily make all the decisions and expect to like know everything better than, you know, everybody else who's involved. Yeah. Which I feel like people who do just kind of like I don't know. As far as someone who collects ultra rare, I feel like you guys lead from the front a lot. Like, you know, you're right there collecting with us and experiencing the same stuff and listening to the feedback and not calling, you know, criticism FUD, which is nice. Nice change of pace for this space.
We do have a kind of thing that if we don't want to collect it, it doesn't get made. Because if we're going to be spending our own money on it, it's got to be good, and it's got to be something we want.
Yeah,
definitely. And that's, I feel like it comes through. Like it's fun.
My missus has forgiven me for how much I spent on that death card. On your computer? What do you mean you paid that much for death? No, I had to have it.
She didn't even get the full story, did she?
I didn't tell her how much I lied. I still grief.
We were quite drunk that night, I remember.
I was. There's no denying it.
It's good.
Nice. Yeah, there is that vanity element to it too. It is like the ROI I get from like collecting NFT collectibles is like opening my wallet and like looking at them and enjoying them. It's like, oh yeah, there's that's the return.
And the pack cracking, we always wanted the opening it, like getting on stream and opening packs everyone again. That should be fun. That's where some of the value comes from.
Yeah, we've always said that, you know, and I think obviously we all know what the space is, but there are people who like just passionate about it and like the technology, want to collect it, and that to me is like there's value in that. Like, you know, that's, you know, when I was a kid collecting Garbage Pail Kids or whatever it was I was collecting, I wasn't thinking like, oh, when can I stake this? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like I want these things. Do you know what I mean? And I think some people, if you sort of like lost sight of that, I think it's, to be fair, I think it's societal. I think everything's so commoditized, and but it doesn't always have to be like that, I think.
I also think it's finding the right audience, because like not everybody in the wax space collecting stuff collects stuff outside of the wax space. They're not collectors, and they don't see the value in art, and they don't value it as art. They're like, this is something I can put in a video game and like print money on, and that's what they see the value as. So when that goes away, they're like, well, I don't want this just for the art. It's like, well, then you shouldn't have bought it in the first place because this is collectible artwork. But
because it
I
is
think
art. Yeah.
those people are kind of getting weeded out, and like you guys have definitely found a good community of people that actually enjoy collecting stuff. But there are definitely a lot of people in Wax who are buying collectible artwork that don't collect artwork and are not interested in artwork, and it's like it's hard to like wade through those people to find the real collectors. But when you do, there's definitely the community here that enjoys collecting stuff.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
What about
that's
you guys?
definitely-
What I saw the Atomic Kings pop up in our graveyard recently. Was that?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I can show off that.
Is John showing secrets, or is this actually public knowledge?
I don't think it's a city. Burst showed it on screen, didn't he, the other day?
Yeah, we already airdropped it. It got airdropped to people holding the Dinger badge and then people holding our collection. But here, I'll show it off.
Yeah, it's
The king
Let's see if I got
has
one.
returned.
Oh, you gotta add the audio. Thank you for to share audio.
Yeah, that's our most recent one. That was fun. Added burst to the ultra graveyard.
Let me hear the beginning real quick.
Right. We'll all die together.
You want to hear it?
The king has returned.
I try to make it especially dancey because I know Burst loves his EDM and his rave music.
It
So
certainly does. Did you produce that?
yeah, I did the music
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
cool, man.
The samples from the Lion King. I didn't do the voice.
Yeah.
Did
That's
every
definitely-
Digger Badge member get one of these? Because I don't seem to have one. Or was it
Yeah, I
them?
think I haven't got one either.
They
There's
were
only
like super. I
25.
didn't get one either, and I have a lot. And I have a Dinger badge and a lot of Neon Space.
Oh, was
They
it
were
sort of like
super-
they weren't dropped to everyone?
No, we
It was
did like
like
a
15
a
or something
lottery.
got dropped.
Your bounty block. We put in all the people holding the assets, and then only, not a lot of them got airdrop, but we'll also be giving some away on our streams.
They're
Actually, we
all,
can give one away today potentially.
Yeah, they're all giveaway, or there's only 25 of those mints, and then they all got airdropped initially to like Burst and Neon Space holders, and so the higher rarities now are also airdropped the same way, and then just given out through like community engagement stuff.
Other than that, we've just been working on burns and stuff. And we kind of do the same thing where we've taken like community suggestions when Burst got banned from Twitch temporarily. People were joking that Mark was a narc, our other co-host. So we made a sign to represent that. Let me see if I can find that. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Mark the narc, I'm telling on you. So
why did people make that connection? What did he say something?
Oh, it was perfect. We were on stream like while Burst was on stream the day he got banned from Twitch, and I was talking about like cheating in high school, and like right when Burst got banned, like a lot of people like spilled over into our stream because his stream went offline and we were still on, and then right around the same part, like Mark had just said like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell your dad that you cheated in high school," and then I was kind of like, I was ripping on him for being a narc, and then right as I was ripping on him for being a narc, people were coming in and being like, "Oh, Burst got banned," and people like in the chat were like, "Oh, is Mark narked on him? Like that's why he got banned." So that like weird overlap of conversation and circumstance created the Mark the Narc character.
Perfect.
we've
Like,
done that a few
people,
times
like-
too.
Yeah,
Somebody
people
accuses us of being in the Marble Mafia. They're like,
Yeah,
"You guys are part of the Marble Mafia," because we're like, "I don't know what that is." But then on our Blockchain Boulevard set, there's a Marble Mafia like Godfather looking thing. So like, I don't know, we definitely like taking the jokes that people have in our stream and running with them and making artwork out of them.
Yeah, we made him NFT he couldn't refuse. But yeah, that
That's
kind
the
of
same with
stuff.
that foot fetish thing, isn't it? Really, it's sort of like
Yeah,
inside
Exactly.
jokes that people who sort of come into the conversation of what the hell is going on here. Like,
Well, that's all well and good on our Burst stream, but I was watching you and Burst on with an NFT gamer last night, and you're talking about feet there. It's like they're
it's in the chat though. You know what I mean? It's like
what the hell?
it's what the people want.
you know what, man? I'm telling you.
Running with jokes. I like it, Mass. Very nice.
Nobody.
We got some giveaways to do here. You guys sent us some packs, and then I bought a couple Mint 13s yesterday. Got one from Volume 1, and then this one is from the Alien one, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The gray.
Yeah.
These are legendary Mint 13s, so those are pretty dope.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
And this one I think is from the guest collection, right?
Yeah. The blood ones that have pretty much the whole set of these.
Yeah, sick.
You don't have this Mint 13 because I have it.
Yeah, I don't. I got several of those though. And this one. Is that also 13?
Yeah, this is also 13.
So all legendaries as well, eh? Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
13, except 4 have been burned, so 13 of 41 now.
Burning legendaries crazy. I bet that would be burst.
People have duplicates. That's like
they got good point values.
Yeah.
He got 300 packs, didn't he, on the burn event? So he had to get through some high level cards.
I couldn't burn a legendary like that.
Well, he burned ultra rares. I was still collecting ultra rares. Just send them my way.
He's an animal.
So I guess what we will do is first place we'll get a pack and a Mint 13, and then second and third place we'll get one of our collab community packs from the Ultra Rare Neon Space, and that features the artwork in that graveyard you saw in the Atomic Kings thing we showed. But we'll do some more prices. Let's start with we'll do the gray matched with the guest collection first for our first place winners. Let me turn on our marble music.
Oh yeah.
We have a marble intro. It gets loud, so I mean, you probably just got blasted by the Atomic Kings thing anyway, so it will get loud again if you want to turn down your volume.
Mafia. What was that one? It was sort of like on the stream. I don't know. It was sort of just like a sort of screensaver, and it looked like a battle game. I've kind of seen it, but I'm not. It was quite like pixel art kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Was it in the giveaway wallet?
No, it was like on the stream. I think before we went live or something. But I think it might have been one of your like screensavers or something. It looked like another game kind of thing.
I'm honestly not sure.
Do you have any other games open right now?
I don't. It might have because I didn't have StreamYard launch or Stream Raiders launch. Anyway, I'm gonna do the really loud thing. So
Stream Raiders, is it like Is it kind of like 16-bit, kind of like 2D?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
That could be what we're talking about. I think it sounds like it. All right, hit us with the loud shit.
Loud
let's get ready to rumble!
Exclamation point play if you want to join the giveaway. Quickly paste these in the Discord so I don't forget what the prizes are.
Rigged.
Smoke some of this.
Yeah, I don't actually want the prize, but I'm playing anyway just because I like to take part.
Yeah, I like the
roll your marble.
I like the thrill of the chase.
Let's see. Yeah, you can also roll it, and if you lose, you get season stats. But yeah, have you been playing any other like blockchain games on Wax? It seems like Wax is getting lots of games going lately, and
the couple that I'm still playing is Million on Mars and Rug Pool. Spending more time on Rug Pool than I should, but
oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I think Burst also plays like quite a few of those. So
they've been in the space for a long time. To be fair, they're actually building proper games. So yeah, I like those guys over there. And say Rug Pool's kind of addictive.
I'm not sure if I'm in that one. What's the name of that collection? It's
Rug Pool's part of
Flash Dome, guys.
Yeah,
Flash Dome.
Just Rug Pools?
They have a couple games. They have like
There's quite a few.
The Rug Pool one is a newer one. It's like a PvP pool game.
Oh.
They're like wax OGs, isn't they? Clashdown guys.
Yeah, they've got Candy Fiesta, Templock, and Ringy Dingy as well. I've only played Endless Siege and Rug Pool of their games, to be fair, but yeah, they've got a few.
Yeah, nice. Let's see. Trying to think which one of them. Oh,
They actually hit us up.
Pandeo
They
is
said they
one
might
of them.
want us to do a collab with they have like apartments for everybody for like the rug pool thing. They said they might want to try to put some neon signs in like the people's apartments.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that'd be super dope.
We've talked about doing something with them for forever, and it's just
It's never quite worked out, has it? We've
it's just the way sometimes it goes. You know, you you come up with an idea and then somebody else does it, so you're like, oh, okay, we don't really want to do that now, but or whatever. So it just just not being able to find the right time. Really.
No, we've had a few meetings.
I have a lot of time for that project.
Ooh, I just saw Richie fall to his death.
Yeah, it's savage rounds.
Good.
Ooh,
Oh,
Autumn
there you
Stories,
go.
beat it.
Got it.
Getting the pack in the Mint 13. Congrats. Who is going to get the community packs?
Oh, there goes. The thing needs to move into position still. There we go. Now people can
Bag
get in.
Chaser and Princess Phoenix. Congrats.
You finished fourth, God, lucky.
Always the bridesmaids.
Nicely done. Oh, you know, ZOS is another one I've been playing on Wax. The zombie survival game, Outbreak.
Oh, okay.
I've got a few bits of that. I've had a little dabble, but I haven't. There's too many to be able to play all of them, isn't there? It's hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like how that one's like I send my guys out for like a week at a time, so it's like once a week I can manage that.
Yeah,
it's pretty low commitment. Eh?
Yeah. I mean, you can do it. I think up to like 4 hours or something at a time. So if you want to, you can be pretty active on it too. But I appreciate the option.
For a while, but even that's every like 12 hours every day. I've forgotten about that one as well. There's quite a few.
What's that? Rich?
Yeah.
Wrath of Terska. So I was sending my guys on missions for a while, but I soon forget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time trying to juggle too many clickers at once. But I don't know, some of my still are fun. Like Coin Pirates have been like leveling up my pirate ship for a while. And it's another one of those where it's like I'm not trying to like flip it at some point or trying to do something other than have a higher level pirate ship.
That's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, where it's like cool. Like it's like
to be fair, I do think we'll get fun games like relatively soon. Like I don't think we'll be waiting too much longer.
I agree. What do you think? Do you think Blockchain Brawlers is gonna put out something fun when their playable game goes live? Have you?
I mean, it should do, really, shouldn't it? Like, there's very little excuses, I think. But
yeah,
every time
I mean, we all love Wax, but it's hard to have. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen the team sort of fail to deliver so many times. I think it's kind of hard to have faith.
I always have faith every time, and then I'm like, oh no, it's a clicker. How the hell are they doing a clicker after all that? Like, all the build up to Brawlers, and they were like on Binance and selling them for stupid money, and then all right. So it's a clicker for now, is it? All right, fair enough.
It's obviously it's just the same tactics, isn't it? Hype up.
Yeah, that's the
and
MO.
You see
for
it,
sure.
It's massively like underwhelming. So
I think they'll get there in the end.
I think they inevitably, just through sort of dumb luck, I think they'll build something worthwhile at some point.
Yeah.
But the first time I was impressed with one of their NFTs, that platinum ring thing that actually had some good quality animation and things, but with their
$1 million.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With their
Yeah,
budget,
it's like $6,000 or something.
I mean, it was you'd want something good for that, I think.
Realistically, our team shouldn't Ultra Rare shouldn't really be able to compete with them. Their budget and what they do, but I'm a little biased. I like to think our NFTs are a slight better than theirs. But yeah, they're either lazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully, they're getting these things out of the system because the music one as well. It's just like, what's that? I don't know what that is.
Like nothing.
Second sale did really
selling.
poorly. They sold like less than 500 packs because people were just kind of like Yeah, we're not gonna just keep buying these without any information about the game and any like utility. You're just kind of like pumping out 5 of the same sale before you give us any information about the stuff.
Yeah. Also, $75 a pack for 0 info, just hype and like speculation. I'm not like that into that either.
Also, there were a few as well. First, I mean, tell us those 5 sales coming before anything else, or they didn't show up. I'm sure there's some at Jubies. They're saying that this one, if this one sold 500, how many is the next one going to sell?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they need to like put out some kind of like gameplay or like some type of like economic mechanic before they do any more drops. It doesn't make sense to just keep trying to like play that. I guess it's the standard MO of how like Wax stuff had been launched over the last several years, where it is all about like, you know, giving cryptic information and then hyping up like an aftermarket based on just speculation alone. And
yeah, but they should be better than all these other projects realistically, shouldn't they? They should be leading the way. They should be setting the benchmark.
They should.
The thing is, we've been saying this from the start, haven't we? Like, it was the same with the collectible drops, and then it was like just, you know, like bad drop after bad drop, and it's the same thing. Obviously, they did brawlers, obviously did bits, but it was like, so it was like, well, what is it going to be? Like, do you know what I mean? It's sold on the potential of what it could be, because the reality is very disappointing, as most of the games that we've seen on Wax, really.
Yeah, that's why most games, like, once the like hype dies down and they actually deliver something, the value collapses, because it's like, oh, this is what it is. Like, I would have never spent $30,000 on a brawler if I knew it was just a quick farm, you know, or whatever those were selling for. They were selling for like an absurd amount of money.
Yeah, they did all those auctions before they released any details about the gameplay. Like, people are completely speculating how valuable the legendary brawlers would be, and like some of those sold for like 30,000, 40,000 wax.
Yeah,
like,
crazy,
a lot of money. It wasn't $30,000.
So they've raised a ton of money. So they've got the budget. They've got no excuses not to make something worthwhile. And you know, I'm
looking forward to like see what they put out, because if they put out something playable,
I think they will make
fun,
something
I'm
good
interested.
at some point. But
at least we know
they've made a lot of crap as well. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm interested. I'm here for it when it's out and ready to play. So we'll see how it goes.
We all love the platform. You know, we all building our communities here, and
it'll help us all if they bring in some quality
games. It's the same thing, isn't it? It's sort of like what we were talking about, being critical of things, and it's like Richie says, they should be the standard bearers. Really, we should all be looking to them as like, these are like, this is how you do it. But
yeah,
hopefully one day.
Instead, they're just kind of like, this is how everyone else was doing it, so
we're just copying Farmers World.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
we'll just
copy it, but also they've got a huge marketing budget and they've got good reach. Oh, and right, for the huge marketing budget, they've just got good reach, because obviously they can use all their socials and all banners on everywhere and things like that.
Right.
So it hypes up their game, even though it's exactly the same as all the others.
Right. They have that impression of legitimacy too. Although I will say I agree with that. Like, it's less likely in my mind that Blockchain Brawlers does like some type of rug pull bullshit versus.
I don't think they could do that, but like, so hopefully there could be a good game around it. But I think inevitably I do think they will build something that will
the little betting
bring the value to the platform. And
I think just having something
on Ethereum now. So.
Yeah, they're going to launch Axis Zero on Ethereum, but I do think just having anything on Wax that's like not a rug pull, that's like people can put their money in and know the developers aren't going to leave, is good for Wax. Just because like even with like the bigger indie games, like Mining Network is just totally sketch. Farmers World, the developers will fuck off for multiple months without doing a report. It's like, even if it is the same thing as Farmers World, just having a reputable team behind it is better than like these people that just totally bail on Wax. Then people like leave the network because they invested in a team that just fucks them. So even if they are just copying stuff that's like already happened, I think it's better for Wax than all these teams that don't have good intent for Wax, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. Let's see how the game is. I'm looking forward to it.
It crossed me off it. I don't want to give the price.
I'll send you one of those Atomic King collabs in T1.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll send them.
What?
Just be better, John. You're down in 7th.
Not on. Rigged.
Do better, like BDAO would say.
Rigged.
Nice.
All right, we got one last race. We'll give away the episode 1 of Beast and Butcher pack, and then I'll also give away the Beast and Butcher Mid 13 legendary from that. Oh, I'm not showing my screen.
Yeah, I gotta.
We'll be giving away this pack for the first place winner, and then we will be giving away this panel. This one's cool with the multicolors.
Yeah,
The
it's
rainbow.
like a rainbow spotlight. The foil. Nice. Ooh. Let's see. What is? Oh yeah, moon mining's another one I got going on, and Waxel ninjas.
I've got note on Waxel Ninja, but people keep talking about this.
Yeah, it's like a resource grind at the moment. That's all I'm doing. It's just like trying to find more citizens with my Waxel ninjas, and then the citizens do like, you get like 5 citizens, it becomes a farmer, and then the farmer, you can like, you know, find materials and turn the materials into like equipment that gives you more ability to find more materials at the moment. But then the goal is like eventually build like your own little house, and it's a very low stakes kind of like casual game. It's like it makes me think of like Animal Crossing or something. You're just like, oh yeah, you know,
cool.
harvest materials and build a little house in this little community, and that's the goal.
We like Ryu though, because Ryu, like, I mean, he started his drop last summer, and he's been building the entire time. Really small team, and like he's been active on Wax the entire time. And it was like a 10k avatar project where you got like 10k generative ninjas, and they all have different attributes and stuff. But then like out of that, he's building a game around the ninjas inside of the game. Like the ninjas search for citizens, so like he's giving utility to the project instead of just like launching a ton more drops and ton more projects. He's like been building value for the first main drop he did for like the last year.
Yeah, it's definitely like a very independent like made game. Like they're not like game developers, they're like indie creators who have the idea for a game and are working their way through building it themselves. And it's, you know, it's fun. It's like a very organic kind of like community around that. So I think that's a big part of the value, is it's that side of it again, like the community and the like people there who are interested in playing a super low impact kind of like build my ninja house world game. Like, yeah, it's not like Coin Pirates where you're trying to like sink other people, or like ZOS where I'm trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. Although I guess those games,
building in a bear market, like,
yeah,
they're building through the hard times, and they didn't bail when it got hard. So like, I'm way more likely to support people that are around now and like still creating functional stuff, even though the money isn't necessarily what it was last summer.
Yeah,
100%.
You'd like to think that the teams who are building now as well will be ahead of all the cash grabby teams anyway, because you can it takes quite a long time to put a decent project together. So if they've just all backed off for a year in the bear market, they're going to be behind the times when the good money comes.
Yeah, I hope so. Sometimes I feel like it's really frustrating as like a creator doing things legitimately, because people who come in and like do things as like money grabby or bad acting ways still have a pretty big edge no matter what. Which
I don't think that's sustainable long term though. They might be good in the next 1 year, but like 5 years from now, those people are not going to be around on Wax, I don't think.
That's true.
We've seen that, and we saw it like last year when the staking money was rolling and people were selling obscene amounts just off the back of Aether. We were like, well, we're not just releasing something and saying it stakes on our price. It's just greasy, isn't it? And then we were like, people did a lot of big sales, like, bloody hell, see how much they've made off that sale? But they're not here now. They're not there. They've the community's not happy with them, or they've got no community whatsoever. So I don't think it might be a quick cash grab, but it doesn't last them long.
If you look at even Blockchain Heroes or R2, they've both tried to do big sales in the last 3 to 4 months. They're just completely flopped. Hardly anybody bought it. They were basically like, and then they had to do posts in their Discord like, hey, we're like basically abandoning this because we didn't make enough money. And like, I don't know, if you look like someone like Ultra Rare, you guys are doing fine selling drops out. So like the community notices, and I think they will also notice during the next bull run. Like, because when people are looking for new projects, no one's going to be suggesting these crappy projects. They're going to be like, stay away from those guys. Whereas the people that are around now, I think, as long as the community looks out for each other, but it definitely is intimidating when you first get into the space. And I could see them doing a little better by getting new people. I don't think they're going to ever do as well as they did last summer.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they're doing a lot of bridges.
But also trying to do like, you know, $500,000, whatever, massive sales in this market. It just, I mean, look, a real poor kind of reading of the room, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just shows that they're not here, kind of, because, well, never going to sell, is it? Like,
yeah.
It's
like you're definitely not paying attention if you think that that's like a reasonable approach. Like to do $1 million sale based off of just hype and no actual information or like gameplay existing or anything. Yeah,
Action came with their staking keys, though, didn't they? Thinking that was going to be the answer because it was the answer a year ago. They came with it, and then it doesn't even work, does it? Because they didn't sell enough of them because
they were a day late, $1 short with that staking system. Everybody's like, "Yeah, we don't want your useless token. We've already bought a bunch of other useless staking tokens." And like, they're like, "Yeah, you can stake for a token. You can't even claim the token for like the next 6 to 8 months because we don't have a next phase like planned out yet." So people saw through that, which I don't know. That makes me happy when like you see those people not succeeding on the next cash grabs. It's like, okay, people are actually getting smarter. If you go in that Discord, their community just rips them a new one constantly. Like the R2 Discord is just the team getting shit on, which I don't know. I kind of like that. People are speaking up.
Yeah, Joel is scheming his next pump and dump for the bull run. I definitely believe that too. I mean, they're fucking like they're not gonna stop trying, but I do think, like we're saying, the market is getting a little bit more wise to that bullshit, and it's getting harder for them to like pull it off, but not impossible. And it is like, I don't know, coming into these spaces is so like, it's such a high speed, high like tech kind of, I guess, savviness space that it's so intimidating, and it's so easy to like find, you know, get onboarded through something like, I don't know, for a lot of people it would be like Uplift World onboarded a lot of people into Wax, and then they're connected with like Ken Bozak and like those types of like crowds, which is like really easy to see that stuff as legitimate when you get your.
They've also lost all their legitimacy though. Like this time last year, they were getting like 200 views on every YouTube video, and like if you go check their YouTube channel, there's videos with like under 20 views. Like people are not. They lost the respect of the community, and they're no longer going to be the people look at to like introduce them to new brands. So I do think that's like all of that is shifting over time. It might have taken a little while, but even within the last year, the amount that's changed in the streaming space and like who people pay attention to, and like Ken Bozak's podcast also gets really crappy views. Like
that's true.
Bad Crypto podcast also has much worse views than it did last summer. Like all of these people that were considered like the legitimate top end streamers are now like suffering because they did nothing but promote crappy projects and like try to cash grab, and people saw that. So I do think over time it kind of corrects itself, but it was frustrating last summer when you saw all that stuff happening. But we've only been around for like a year and a half here, and so much has changed. Like I can't imagine in another 2 years those people are really going to be successful.
For sure.
Okay, we'll do one last giveaway. First place we'll get an Atomic Kings Neon, thing we showed earlier, and then second and third we'll get a glow version of the Atomic Kings, which doesn't have the music, but it shows the graveyard a little bit. It's the animation in the world. That will be our last giveaway of the day.
What mint are you getting for the Neon, or is it winner's choice?
It will be mint 21 for the Neon, and it'll be mint 33 and 31 for the glow.
Nice.
Let me make sure I copied and pasted this before I did.
Yeah. Is there any projects that you guys are excited for coming up, or anything in Wax, and maybe not a project, but something else that's coming up that you're working on that you can't like really talk about, but kind of can tease a little bit the excitement of?
Before I interrupt, I'm going to interrupt you with the "it's time," and then you should answer.
Oh, okay.
Not really tease out because we've got two big things on the back burner, which one of them you'll find out very soon, but I don't think there's anything we can particularly tease out is there at the moment, John.
I mean, I think this you sort of said it while we were talking about, you know, all these assets we've got and how can we give utility to them, and we're working on something in that vein.
Oh, nice. Oof.
That's very exciting,
I'm
and
excited.
I think if we do it like the way we see it, I think it could open up people's minds to sort of the possibilities.
Yeah,
so
it's something groundbreaking on there. As we come up with ideas, and then our lead developer he's brilliant, but we just go to him and right, we want to do this. It seems like a good idea. Go make it happen. And then he's like, right, how am I going to do this then? So yeah, then he comes back with a few ideas of how we can do it. It takes a little bit, but he's there's two things we're working on that we haven't seen anywhere before, which pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really exciting, and but yeah, I think we've always been sort of like we're not. It's not even about being mysterious or anything like that. It's just we don't want to be. We've never been like, right, this is happening, yeah, and selling something, and then do you know what I mean? We want to know it's good.
I don't want to put timelines on it either. It's like, yeah, I'm not saying, it's coming out in mid-October or something like that, and then actually we want to do something different and that makes it better, so it ends up coming out in December instead. It's better just to hold until it's ready.
So yeah, we do keep our cards close to our chest sometimes, but it's just because we want to have things that are good and ready, and you know, we wouldn't sell a game and then, oh yeah, you'll get it next year. It's like, well, if we sell a game, it's like, well, you've got the stuff, you can go and play it now. Like, do you know what I mean? That's like, so
that's a good policy.
Smarter approach, especially with how quickly stuff changes. Like, you might have an idea for something, and then something like Lens that didn't exist before gets introduced, and then you're like, oh, well, now I need to change the entire way this thing works.
We have about 50 of those projects on the cutting room floor. There's been a lot of good ideas that actually turn out not to be good ideas, or somebody does them, or it just changes.
But we've sort of, you know, I think, you know, we sat and watched and sort of you know, kind of seen how things have evolved, and you know, there were times when we were very tempted, let's do a staking thing, or let's do this and that, but we sort of actually, are we convinced this is like right? Is this going to work? And I think it was hard sometimes, because I think that was the expectation on projects. It's like, you need to do this and you need to do this, and I think it was quite hard to resist that. But I think we've been sort of vindicated, because I think nobody cares for it anymore, and you know, so I think there'll be different models that are kind of are viable, and I think they'll slowly start to emerge. But yeah, I think I'm glad we sort of held to our guns with that stuff.
The staking one was one that we looked down that road a little bit, but then you just ended up you've got to keep creating value for this token or whatever, indefinitely. If there's no utility for it, you've got to create utility for it, and it could have tanked everything. And it wasn't right for us. It was just because people were asking us, and because it was the at the time.
It was the meta, wasn't it? It was, and it's like you say, you talk about R2. It's sort of like, you know, 6 months too late, and nobody cares anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think a lot of teams didn't understand too. Like, when you make a token, then you have to make a use case for your token, and then you have to accept that token as a payment, and then you can no longer fund your development. So like, people are like, oh, I'm getting paid in my own token, and I can't sell it without tanking my own token's price. Just like there's never anything of, oh, I basically have to work for free now. Like, even though I front ran it with sales, and people like don't think far enough ahead to realize that's not sustainable, and then they sort of just like tank their project before it can even come out, because they can't get the funding they need to be able to actually develop the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And it's not just the creators too; it's the community. Like, the communities were asking everybody. Like, communities ruined a bunch of gaming projects by being like, "You need to launch your token now. I need staking." and then all they do is dump it immediately. It's like they're not looking for the longevity of the project. They just want to immediately make money back as fast as possible. And if you listen to those people, they'll ruin your project. So like, you definitely have to like.
A lot of owners
were like
in their vision though with that kind of thing. They didn't realise the tokenomics behind it, and they were just trying to please people, thinking, "Oh, well, be able to do a big sale off of that." And this, as you said earlier, like a land sale, that'll make us loads of money. Well, yeah, there's no long-term plan or longevity to have for that.
Yeah. And that's something that deterred us, because it was, like if we create this is with us for the rest of our lives. Do you know what I mean? It was sort of like we need to be really solid on the fundamentals, and we need to understand this stuff. And do we understand it well enough to implement it? Probably not.
I think we understood it well enough to not implement it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it was just
good.
Like you say now, people just weren't thinking. They're thinking 6 months ahead and not beyond that. Whereas we've always, 10 years, but we're trying to build something, that sort of stands up, and it's hard. But yeah, you got to try and make the best decisions, and not always easy. But I think yourselves and us, I think we got the right values. And
a good rule of thumb is though not to try and chase the current trend. I mean, it's not always easy. But by the time you chase it, obviously it's going to take you a few months to come up with anything replicating it, and then the trend's long dead. And you can't do it as well as somebody who's created the idea in the first place anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely really a lot of literally almost every token that was launched by projects in the wax space pretty much went straight down in value. And there's so few examples of people who understood economics well enough to launch assets like that to
Alien
actually
Worlds,
make
I
them
would say, is
functional.
probably the best, I think, on wax example.
Yeah. Wait, which one?
Alien Worlds, I think.
Oh, Alien Worlds, yeah, definitely. And Alien Worlds has a utility case for their token, which is cross blockchain bridges. You can move TLM from Wax over to BSC and over to Ethereum chain, and then you can trade your TLM on Uniswap or on PancakeSwap, and there's liquidity there, and you can swap your stuff into BNB token or whatever other token you want, or on that in itself is I don't know, value, being able to move from these chains.
With an actual in-game utility to throw in mining, they could do with something to lock it up, DAOs or something fun in game.
A game.
Yeah, I don't have the ambitions of an actual game. Fuck's sake, man, that's asking too much.
Right, I know. It's pretty much the only gameplay I've seen so far from Alien World seems to be the Binance mission stuff.
Yeah, but that's just a lock and stake, isn't it?
That's just a lock stake
they were
period.
so ahead of the curve, weren't they? And
it's weird how that still seems to be especially in times of wax marketplace lulls, the Alien World market is still climbs back to near the top of that leaderboard of top selling still active marketplaces. And it's pretty much the same gaming experience that it was when I started in Wax a year and a half ago today. And it's crazy how far other
and they have speakers at all these events and things, so there's obviously a lot going on in the background, but there's not much added to it.
I remember hearing about Thunderdome or whatever the battling side of it was. I heard about that before certain projects that I play today, the full game of today, before they even
started doing their thing.
The Medium article came out before we even joined Wax. We didn't get into Wax until after they had published a Thunderdome Medium article.
Yeah, it's insane. It's what is going on the back end that, are they suddenly going to release some unbelievably amazing thing? And weren't they also talking about doing some type of Minecraft integration at some point, which obviously
they're talking about
Minecraft
that, but my guess is that's not happening based on
I don't think that would be
Microsoft's new.
And they announced that a couple of weeks before Microsoft decided no one's
doing that. Did. Yeah, Microsoft was hell no.
It's actually too bad, because I do think it'd be fun if you could go on someone's actual land and mine TLM in Minecraft. I think that would actually be fun.
That'd be super dope. But what Minecraft is saying is, it's like, go build your own fucking game. Like, you can't just use our game and stick your assets into it and be like, oh, this is Minecraft now. Like, which I get that too. And what is taking Alien World so long to build something playable? And it's weird.
I think it's also a warning sign to anybody building on somebody else's. Like, if you don't own the thing you're building on, one update can wreck your entire project. So I think that was kind of like, I don't know, too many projects in the NFT space were building on Minecraft. And it's like, you really need to be developing your own thing. So you can't be like reliant on some other developer's updates for your project to be able to like continue. That's just like not a sustainable business model.
Right? Like, what if Minecraft wants to sell their own NFTs? What do you think step one in that process is? Like, wipe out all the fucking like non-real Minecraft NFT projects.
Yeah.
Like,
very dangerous.
It's definitely it was a crazy thing to see that update from Microsoft, and like the response from some, like, I don't know if you saw like how Uplift responded to that with basically saying like, we don't think we're breaching this new terms of service.
They're crazy.
So we're fine. Which is like, what? Like, it literally explicitly says you are breaching.
It's not like 3 days after they did a sale on Ethereum as well for more land. And,
yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think they're still like planning to proceed with whatever they were doing before. I don't know. That it's nuts. It's absurdly out of touch.
Now's the time for them to rug. They've made the money. Just say, all right, Microsoft has screwed us. Just stop dragging it out. You're never going to deliver this.
They were literally handled a golden apple of excuses of how they could just fail on power through failing on their own. But I think we're going to start wrapping this up. Yeah. I didn't do the disclaimer during the marbles, but we do not send prizes to Wax wallets with zero purchase, and we do not send prizes. We use Wax Detective and US Authority. If you are linked to multiple wallets entering your races, you will be banned. So hopefully everybody that won is actually participating in collecting on Wax. And I also, like, I don't know, I check if you buy Funkos, like, I'll check to see if you have a DP wallet, the drop wallet, and I'll also, like, if you buy packs but it says you have zero purchase, like, I'll see. I do a little bit of research. I don't, just because it says zero purchase.
Deep on this.
Yeah. Because it'll say zero purchased if you buy drops, because drops don't count as your purchase.
Yeah, drops don't count on Atomic Hub. So, like, I do a little bit of research, but in general, it's pretty obvious to tell if you do nothing but claim stuff and sell it, you will be banned. But I just have to do that disclaimer, because otherwise I get friggin' angry DMs like, why didn't I get my prize? So that's why I'm letting you know. Do you guys have any closing words? Thanks so much for joining us. I'm stoked for the friggin' drop tomorrow. I'm going to set my alarm and wake up a little earlier. I'm afraid it's going to sell out before I normally wake up. So have some of those fun drop day shenanigans.
Thank you. Oh, go on, Richie. Go on.
I wasn't going to go the full shill. I was just going to say packs start opening instantly when the sale's on, and we're going to do a stream. Come and jump on stream with us, crack some packs. We'll give away some freebies and all that kind of good shit. So
usual
I just wanted to thank everyone who stopped by and put up with us for a couple of hours. Put up with us whinging and moaning and setting the world to rights.
And are you going to be on Burst of Energy's channel?
We are indeed. He'll be spinning wheels with with all the prizes. We'll crack some packs and get some freebies up, and everyone's welcome. Please do join us.
Even if you haven't got any packs, pop along and
if you've never participated in an ultra like drop day, this is it's super fun. Check it out.
Yeah, we'll be having a couple of beers.
Yeah.
All right, so we always play ourselves out with buying the dip. This is not financial advice. It's just a fun song. But,
I love this song.
We'll be streaming after Burst tomorrow, so come join us after that. And
we'll rip some packs
we'll also
too.
probably be cracking packs. I'll wait to open my packs until we stream, and we also like to play weird cringe videos. It's our Off the Rails Friday, so see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, and here's buying.
Take care.
Your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buy the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buy the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buy the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
First of all this whining by Wall Street is making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. short. You can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of its stock, crush these companies into the dirt, thousands of stocks into the dirt. Then when the individual makes money, everyone's entrepreneurs. I have a kid who bought a house, paid $50,000 and bought a house. After decades of the shorts, you have to accept the fact that individual investors are playing the same game that you're playing, and now you're losing.
Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening? Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, push it, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
There's a lot of power in organizations online. 2 million people can get together in a subreddit. I think it's really funny that the GameStop stock is going up and just affects the market in that way. There's 20,000 people live in a Discord who are spamming rocket emojis, yelling, "Go to the moon,"